Welcome to your daily focus, July the 25th, 2022. We have today Venus squaring Jupiter. If you do not use this energy properly, your life can completely go upside down in a heartbeat. So pay attention, stay tuned, stick with me, and let's start at the beginning. Let me introduce myself. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Now we have the 25 energy today. The 25 energy is all about success after difficulty. So if you've been going through a difficult patch, now's the time when you start to see the success. Now's the time when you start to, and pay attention to what is shown to you. Because yes, we can grab onto that successful moment, or we can see the path towards success. So we have to be very conscious of what's being shown to us today, as it may be the path forward that we need to take. 2 plus 5 is a 7. That's standing in our truth. Absolutely. Many times we want to create harmony under the 7 energy, and so we find ourselves compromising. And of course, we always compromise in life because it's got to be a two-way street in relationships. It can't be just one way. So of course, it's a give and take. But make sure that when you compromise today, when you make that decision to give a little bit, that you're not compromising a part of you away to work towards somebody else's agenda, to just going against your values, your beliefs, who you are as a person, where you want to go as a person. If we do the numerology of the day, it's a 20 energy. That's turning points. Now we are just a couple of days away from that new moon, aren't we? So we are going to see this ending and this completion come out in the energy over the next several days. About completion, about the success that can come, about the turning points that can now happen, or how we need to make a clear path for the turning points that we want to invite into our life. 2 plus 0 is a 2, and that is about, that's about your inner magic. And please, when you look within today, when you sit in quiet contemplation and you look within today and you realize that you have a talent or an ability or something beautiful about you, it's not about dissecting it. It's not about understanding it more. Okay? It's about utilizing it as a tool in order to go forward. So maybe you've always liked to do something in your life, and now you're seeing how you can utilize that in order to be of service to others, start your own business, step into a relationship, enhance yourself, your habits, your behaviors. We have Sun in Leo. Now we have half a day, we've got the moon in Gemini. Okay, so we might find that we're busy on all kinds of little projects, so we're kind of getting lost in our thoughts more than doing anything. That's okay, because that's the Gemini energy. But then we start to crave safety and security and home and family over our curiosity. So I think the Cancer moon comes in kind of encouraging us to stop overthinking and start taking action. So when we look within today, it's not about overthinking things at all, is it? But it's about utilizing those gifts, those abilities, those talents, that your personality, to move yourself forward in new ways, new directions, new opportunities, new learning experiences, new relationships, new habits and behaviors. Now, Venus square Jupiter. Okay, Venus rules money. Jupiter rules wealth. So you think, ooh, that's a good combination. But they're not getting along. So today's the day when you want to go extravagant. Today's the day when you want to buy something really cool for yourself. Now, we're very happy and we're probably very generous today. We're very sociable today under this kind of energy. But we want to have fun, and it doesn't matter the cost. Careful. Okay? Moderation is so important, and to make sure that you stick to your budget today. Trust me. Okay? Or at least make sure that they've got 100% money back guarantee on anything that you purchase or put your money on today, because you will probably live to regret spending that money on a whimsical day when there's so much to put your money towards that could move you forward in a new direction to help you in some way. Or maybe you can't afford it in the first place and now you've really gone and jumped down that rabbit hole. So we will have a tendency to overspend, and we'll be a little on the greedy side. We'll want excess. We want extravagance. We want all this stuff, and everything in our bodies will be telling us, buy, buy, buy. Yes, yes, yes. Now, now, now. Let's go. Let's party. Let's have fun. Let's get this big giant thing because I want it. And look at the price tag. It doesn't matter. I don't care how much it is. Just bring it up. Put it on the card. I'll look later. Who cares? Is not the attitude that we need to have. And this could be even for things that, if we have those bad habits, if you kind of occasionally have one too many drinks, you will definitely drink too much today if you're not watching yourself. Or maybe you partake in a certain drug. Don't do those things today. Keep level-headed, keep sober, keep straight. If you like to spend money, this is not a day to go out and spend money. If you have a shopping problem or a gambling problem, okay, be very, very cautious of this kind of energy. This is when people go bankrupt. This is when people lose everything that they've ever worked towards on energy days like today. Probably a little bit of yesterday and probably a little bit more of tomorrow too, because we do feel that energy for more than, but it's exact today. So that's when we'll really be feeling it. So pay attention to that. Because we are going to be feeling happy and we're going to be feeling good. So make sure that you are directing your energy in positive ways and keeping within moderation. It's almost like temperance should be coming out now. Okay, our bottom card is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is prayer. The Hierophant is belief in God, your angels, your spirit guides. The Hierophant is that higher and spiritual knowledge that you have. That understanding that we can tap into more often in our dreams and our sleep than we can in our waking hours, because many of us haven't been taught how to access that information that we carry with us. But the Hierophant, it's about bringing balance in a lot through logic, but there's a very spiritual element with the Hierophant. The Hierophant is also known as the High Priest. We have the High Priestess and we have the High Priest. So it's about taking it back. I almost get, the word shaman came into my head there, which isn't really the Hierophant, but similarities. We do have the giant cross there. We do have the full moon. We are in full moon energy. It's about sitting there and knowledge. We have the candles burning brightly, one on each side. We have, is that fog or water? Because I'm kind of getting almost an emotion to it. That we'll be torn between what we want and what we need and what we must do and what we want to do. And so we have to really go within, not just our hearts, not just our gut feeling, but more of our logic too, and bringing that into the picture. We have the Death card as our first card. The Death card, look at us here now. And we're in full moon energy, so this is the time to become the phoenix, to allow that to burn away. See that cloak you've got on? And nobody can even see you. Nobody would even recognize you. Because you've got so many walls up so that they can't see you, they can't recognize you. You're not shining, you're not allowing yourself to shine. And for each of us, it's different now. We hold that sword like it's a weapon. We've got it on the go. We got it on the ready to go. Now over in the corner is this little child sitting there, and that's your inner child. And your inner child is just waiting for you to take off that cloak, lay down your weapon, and start to experience life on your terms. And look at that as we go towards, that's our soul rising, that's our spirit rising, that's our energy rising. That freedom, that liberation. And right now we are, in some ways, cloaking ourselves and holding that in. So pay attention to where you are cloaking. I mean, this is a beautiful day. Venus and Jupiter together. Definitely a beautiful day to understand where we want to have happiness and joy. And maybe you do want that one thing, but do not spend the money on it today. Make it a goal, and how you're going to save the money for it, or get the time for it, or the energy for it, whatever it may be. And understand where you have cloaked yourself from a partner, from a lover, from a friend, from society, from the collective. I kid you not. I could not make this up. Here's Temperance. Temperance is about true balance. Temperance is understanding what truly brings in balance for you. So it's having more by having less. It's starting to erase some of those, you need this product and you need to buy this in order to have happiness and joy and a good sex life and love and longevity and whatever else they might be selling you. You know what you need. So it's a go within today and understanding what brings you a true balance. Now, I would think that we could experiment in a lot of ways throughout the day, but as the evening approaches, we're looking a little bit more about home and family and safety, and building that safety net around us, and having a home where when we sit in it, we feel safe, we feel secure. So we may come to more decisions about it in the evening, or more practical decisions about what really brings us happiness, what really brings us joy, what motivates us, what inspires us, and starting to put those things around you in your life. But having more by having less. I also see the blacksmith in my mind. So the blacksmith, if you can imagine yourself as a piece of iron, and the blacksmith has got that forge going and it's burning hot, and he puts that metal in when it becomes, the flame becomes the right temperature, which you would know by the color of the flame. And then he takes that hammer and he starts hammering it, and he starts twisting it. He might have it in a vise. He might spiral it. He's creating it into something different than that piece of steel, that piece of iron. So imagine yourself as that, and how you are going to mold yourself today to become the person you want, to have the habits that you want to possess, or the behaviors perhaps. Maybe you want to get up early, but maybe now's the time when you try to approach that in a realistic manner so that you can see the sunrise. And the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a beautiful card to have towards the end of a full moon energy, because here we are, and yes, we're kind of beaten up, aren't we? Let's move it over there a little bit. We're kind of beaten up. Now, there's no blood here, so I don't believe those swords are in you. I believe they are behind you, and they are your force field. They are your strengths. They are the lessons you've learned, the knowledge you've gained, the sage wisdom that you now possess. It's about sometimes we're really tired, and this past week was a very tiring week for many of us. We had a lot of things happen. I got to check too to see if Mercury is going retrograde soon, because I tell you, my printer died, my watch died, my phone died, my phone messed up. It wasn't giving me my messages and notifications, so I was missing things. One of the computers wouldn't work. Then my printer died. I had a legal document that I had to print. Oh yeah, and then my ceiling fell through. I woke up to that. I went to make myself coffee, and instead of the coffee pot, there was all this plaster. It was like, oh no. So obviously I have a leak in my roof. So, oh, the joys. So, but you know what? I am tired. Okay, I don't know if you are, but I am. Just on this morning alone, we went to the mall. We had to get something, and so Paul went in to get it. We had to get a new printer because I had to print the document. That's right. So Paul went in for me to get the document, and in the middle of this busy parking lot, I gave myself a self Reiki healing. Like, I had already done it in the morning, but I did it again. I took it for the whole, and I thought people must think I'm absolutely crazy. I'm like this, and then I'm like this, I'm doing this and this, and I didn't care. I didn't care who saw me or what they thought of me, because I needed that healing in my life, and I needed it now. And you know what? After I did that, my day did get a lot better, and a lot better. And I felt like I was grounded again. So maybe it's clearing your chakras, getting a Reiki healing. I will be offering distance Reiki healings in the near future too. So, but let me get there first, okay? I want to make sure that when I do it for you, it is as beautiful as it needs to be. Okay, so back to this card, the Ten of Swords. Now, maybe you can't feel it, and maybe you can't see it because your face is down towards the ground, but that sun is starting to come through the clouds. The storm is over. Remember the 25 energy, success after great difficulty. So know that the sun is starting to come through those clouds, and you may not see the sun, and you may not feel the sun, you may not feel the light, you may not feel the energy today, but you need to believe that it's coming, it's around the corner. Remember the 20 energy, turning points. So know that you are at that fork in the road. Know that you are at new energy coming in, and you have built character and strength and wisdom through these lessons, through these decisions you've had to make, through these paths you've had to walk. Okay, let's get a mantra card for today, shall we? Okay, let's see what the mantra card is going to be. And it is the Peacock, raise your standards. So remember when I was telling you about bartering yourself away? Okay, we want to make those, I can't think of the word right now. The give and take. What was it? Compromises. Peacock, raise your standards. So, and especially with this Venus square Jupiter, if you're out on a date, the energy pulls you towards seeing only what you like about them and not seeing the bad, and giving too much of yourself within that relationship too quickly before you really get to know that person. So make sure that you're not lowering your standards. Like, I haven't had a date in 10 years, and actually the phone finally rang and they asked me, so I said yes. I don't even care what they look like at this point. I just want to go out on a date. If be careful, okay? Be careful, because wrong choices under this kind of energy just kind of leads to a very, I don't know, just messes down the road. Messes that you didn't need to deal with. So pay attention to the energy. Now back to Peacock, raise your standards. Know that you are deserving. Know that you're worthy of the joy, the happiness, everything in life. And stop putting that doubt in there. Stop putting that but. Stop listening to that old program that's running in your head that was put there by umpteen million people along your paths in life so far. Because what is it on average? We get 3,000 messages a day? A day? Telling us what we should do and what we should like and what we should buy and where we should go and when we should wake up. But the Peacock is here to say, raise your standards. Don't give a part of yourself away. And that was the 25 energy as well, right? When we take it to the 7 energy, it's don't compromise your beliefs, your values. Stand in your truth. So raise your standards. The peacock is possibly one of the most beautiful creatures of the world's animal kingdom. It's believed to be one of the most virtuous and embodies the admired characteristics of integrity and loyalty. Like the peacock, you embody these qualities important for friendship and family unity. So be encouraging, be selfless, and enrich the lives of everyone you meet. The peacock is also very protective of its young and will provide for and protect them under any circumstance. And sometimes we have to do that. We have to almost instill our dreams, our goals, our desires to be our children and protecting them at all costs. Not letting anybody strip them away, taking the life out of them, demeaning them in some way. Shame on them if they do. They have no right. This card can also be seen as an indicator to better yourself and to raise your standards, to be more like the peacock. The mantra is, I love and care for everyone I know. I love and care for everyone I know. The unicorn, infinite possibilities. I mean, this is what we have to remember. Okay, yeah, we have to play within the rules today. We have to kind of take our day with moderation. Absolutely. We don't want to go way out in left field. We will regret that, okay? But it's okay to write these things down today. The things that pop in your mind, write them down. And then say, okay, how am I going to do that successfully? Where I have the time, the energy, the resources, the people surrounding me to do just that. We just don't want to step off the diving board hoping that the water's deep enough for us, okay? Not today. You are the sovereign of seen and unseen. Let's see if I can get it in here and I'll just read it backwards. No, it's too small. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become legendary. Go beyond the ordinary and become legendary. That can be your mantra. I go beyond the ordinary to become legendary. Legendary. And you can if you want to, you could. I don't know what your path is, but I know in some way you'll be legendary. I mean, my mom, she's legendary in a lot of things. And one of them was the squares she used to bake. Nobody could take that recipe and make them like her. And when she would bring them to the socials to have, those were the first plate cleaned each and every time. So people offered to buy them, but she would just make them for these little outings and stuff. And she's legendary for that, among many other things. So it doesn't have to be this great grandeur. You're going to be, in a movie and it's number one, or you're going to be the one person who sells a million records or a million books or a million herbs or a million stones and crystals or a million whatever it is. Okay, you can become quite legendary by being you and taking your talents and your abilities to the next level. So, take that ordinary, move past it, and prepare to become legendary. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.